inaugural games of Winter X, where the athletes are colorful, the sport's beyond extreme. Bike downhill gold medalist Sean Palmer heads for rough and
start at the top of the hill. Now, for much of the day, the rain has been falling. Well, the taps have been turned off. The skies are clearing. The course is getting hard, Bob Roll. Now, this is the start of the season for these guys. So they've got a whole slate of World Cup competitions coming up. This is a shorter course. It's a fast course. It's a bumpy course. Now, who's going to have the most fun, do we think?
Fun? Well, these knackering lunatics are going to have a lot of fun, each and every one of them. The most fun will probably be the guy that doesn't kill himself on any of the jumps or any of these slippery corners. I want to say that the European racers come into a race, especially with a little moisture in it, with a bit of an advantage over the Americans. That's what they're used to.
That's what they live in. That's right.
That's what they live in. You and I are well versed in the European ways of endless rain. But I think that the nature of the course being fast and smooth will also give a little bit of an advantage to the American, more BMX-oriented downhillers, namely Brian Lopes, David Cullinan. From the European side of the coin, Cedric Gracia.
All right, well, somebody else who may well have fun, a guy we used to race with, sort of our old boy home guard, John Tomac. He is hot. He's got a new team, new bike, and he's got to be pretty psyched.
I talked to Johnny this winter, and he said, Bubka, I am going to tear these guys a brand new you-know-what. And for Johnny to say something like that, he's charged up. He's totally psyched. I like to see the Tomes do good here. I think he has a good chance.
All right, good. Well, let's go up the hill and take a look at our first rider out of the gate, Cedric Gracia, the great French downhiller, now riding for Volvo Cannondale, an American company, sponsoring this good French downhiller. Cedric getting a good start, and he has a tech tip for us on this downhill.
On the mud, you need, I think, for me, you need BMX pedals and your seat post a little bit down. On the mud, you need to brake all the time, but no brake very strong, just smooth, because if you brake too strong, you slide and you crash.
No question that no brake very strong, Bob, is good advice for any downhiller. Cedric's getting some good air and getting good speed down the course.
You can see the mud flying off of the tires. That means that the lugs of the knobbies are all loaded up with mud. It makes it almost like you have a slick tire on your bike. So a lot of no brake very strong going on right now.
All right, well, he's going to sail through the trees, carrying a lot of speed here down towards the finish line. This is a fairly short course, and he comes across the line pedaling hard. 1 minute 56 seconds, and that puts him into the lead.
That's a good run for him.
And here's our old guard homeboy. I think I misstated it earlier.
Look at that, sliding sideways. Johnny T bolting out of the gate there. Little too much power to the pedals and sliding all over the place there.
Well, let's take a look at Tomac, age 31, lives in Cortez, Colorado now. Has his own team, his own bike, Tomac, and starting up with that company. Has a very nice bike. We've seen from Bob Gregorio, his mechanic, some of the details of that bike, but Johnny catching some good air, and that's always his specialty, is carrying a lot of speed. This is, Bob, a peddler's course, so it should kind of favor Tomac.
Yeah, it should. He should have a good result here.
All right, well, coming up on Jason McCormick, Tomac is just about to catch his 32nd man, so the seeding here was fairly nondescript. It was really however they signed up, not based on World Cup points or anything like that. So a little bit of a disadvantage, but look at Tomac power the pedals through this uphill section.
That's got to feel good when you catch a guy in any type of time trial situation. Combs is going good, very smooth. Typical from the consummate downhiller, mountain bike superstar, Johnny Tomac. That's a great run.
All right, Tomac through the finish line, and 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes flat, so that puts him into second place, but he'll be almost 3 seconds back of Gracia's best time. Still good time for the Tomes. As we take a look at Sean Palmer, Nate Palm, rolling out of the start line. This is a pedaler's course, Bob. I don't think he has the fitness at this time of the year to really pedal well at this point. As we look at his stats, age 30th, South Lake Tahoe, California, rides for Mountain Dew Specialized.
Yeah, he's coming off a long winter of snowboarding and other extreme activities like car racing, motorcycling. He does it all, but it'll take a while for him to get up to speed with his bike fitness. And this is a lot of pedaling in this course, so he's just rolling it, though. He's looking good, looking smooth there, as usual.
You can really see the guys having fun with these jumps. A lot of double jumps on this course, a lot of man-made stuff that they wouldn't normally see on the big downhills on the World Cup. So they can have fun, as we talked about. And Palmer rolling through. Let's get a look at his split here. Now, this is the pedal portion, 129. So he is already quite a ways back of Gracia, and he has yet to go some distance to the finish.
Looking good still. He was kind of in an aerodynamic tuck there before the first pedaling section. Rolling the berm nice.
Well, and you see, as Gracia said, all these guys using flat pedals. They aren't clipped in. They're using the tennis shoe style so they can put their foot down quite a bit and just stay very low on their bike. So Palmer coming to the finish line now. He'll pedal through, and we know that he will not have the best time, but he is very close to Tomac, just ahead. In fact, he puts him into second place here. So Sean Palmer running down the hill so far in second, just a mild bit ahead of John Tomac. More downhill action when we come back from the Sea Otter Classic here in Laguna Seca. Back up to the top of the hill here for the men's downhill in Monterey, California. We take a look at the Spanish rider, Oscar Saez, getting through that mud section and rolling on the course. Bob, you know this guy.
Oscar's like you said, Spanish racer, very fast, a lot of skills. He's in the European tradition of just a fearless, tremendously gifted technique type of rider, and he's going fast here.
Well, he's certainly getting some good air over these early bumps. This course very twisty at the top. Then you get a little bit of an opening up as they roll down and catch their biggest speed throughout this entire distance. It's a very, very short course, though. Oftentimes on the World Cup you see 6-7 minute race courses. This only 2 minutes, so it's a pretty much of a sprint for these guys. This here, the fastest point in the course, which is good because they get to roll up where the time check is. And as you take a look, he moves into second. So good time split for Saez, but Gracia really holding steady at the front of this race so far.
That was a great ride by Cedric, and he is a tremendous athlete. So you can see it's going to be hard. He's already 3 seconds behind to close that gap in the rest of the race.
Saez, good press on the front of the handlebars through those berms, getting speed, rolling right through the tree section. No problem there as he comes down towards the finish line here, putting on the full sprint afterburners. Oscar Saez, time 1:59.57, moves him into second place, so just under 2 minutes. Only the second rider to get under 2 minutes thus far in the men's downhill competition. And now John Kirkcaldy up on the course, the Schwinn Toyota rider.
He's from New Zealand, actually. He's a lanky rider, really fast. He's a young kid. Oh, there's some big air from him. Little cross up in the front. Going good there. Sketching a little bit. He's wide open, though. He's letting it fly, pre-jumping that one.
Well, good speed on the top part of the course for Kirkcaldy.
Using a bit of a different line there, way over in the grass where we lost Lee Donovan in the women's downhill.
Look at that split, 125. So he is very close, moving into second so far down the hill. Most of the technical section is at the top. He's carrying his speed very well through here, pushing down into the bars. That's the key on this kind of a course, to carry your speed through those turns and over all the bumps. Woo!
Wow, he's going good. This is a great ride.
No question, he's taking tight lines all the way down. Let's take a look at his finish time. Kirkcaldy moves into the lead, half a second up on Gracia. So Kirkcaldy is the one who's managed to work the downhill the best so far. Back to the top of the hill, the great American rider, Brian Lopes.
Using those BMX skills to sprint out of the start gate, he's already flying. Flying Brian, that's what they call him.
Well, age 27, lives in Mission Viejo, California. His sponsor, Volvo Cannondale, new sponsor for him this year.
You see him pull up on the bars there to pre-jump those berms. That enables you to maintain more speed and keep your wheels on the ground, just kind of like a downhill skier would.
Well, and this is a great course for Lopes. He's a fantastic dual slalom rider. A lot of the riders have equated this downhill to a dual, and so it works into his favor. He is a strong pedaler, very quick off the mark.
He's going short sleeves here for this for this peddler's course, and now he's horking on the bars trying to get over this little climb.
All right, well, he is first so far. Best split time down the mountain for Brian Lopes, so the American letting it roll quite well and quite nicely here. You talked about the short sleeve. That also means less padding should he have any problems, so he's not anticipating falling down.
Oh, Brian is really fast, very powerful rider, quick, talented, highly skilled. It's a great run for Brian. It looks fantastic.
All right, so Brian Lopes pedals towards the finish line, had the best split time. Let's see what he does on the finish line here, rolling it through. Brian Lopes, new best time, 1:56.18. So Brian Lopes moves on top of Kirkcaldy and Gracia as we move on down the field, but we go back to the top of the hill for Gerwin Peters from B1.
This is a Belgian racer who's had a lot of success on the World Cup circuit. I don't know if he's accustomed to these kind of BMX conditions that we have here, but let's give it a see.
Well, and you can notice some of the difference in the equipment here. A lot of the riders using a little bit smaller tires, but he's got the full downhill regalia here, those big, heavy tires. I don't think that's the right choice on this short of a course where you have to be accelerating so much.
Yeah, that might hurt Gerwin a little bit. He's a fast rider, though, so he's got good pedaling motion, very smooth. He's flogging it right now. It's going good here.
Yeah, well,
Looks
that's
good.
where you got to let this heavy bike run, but you got to pay for the price of having a heavy bike when you go up this next hill. Let's take a look at the split time. Oh, no, he's almost 4 seconds back.
He's barely getting over that hill there.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's a 40-pound bike, so pulling that big, heavy bike up the hill is not the best choice for him, but he is also working out what equipment he's going to use for the season, working out different wheel, tire combinations, etc. So Gerwin Peters, nice run down, safe, smooth, but he certainly will not overtake Brian Lopes in the lead. So Peters across the line, breaks 2 minutes, moves himself into 5th place, but our current leader is the American Brian Lopes. When we come back, the men's downhill conclusion.
The SRAM Sea Otter Classic, the world's finest cycling festival. Brought to you by SRAM Corporation, great bike parts. Mercury, imagine yourself in a Mercury. Robert Talbot, shirts and hand-sewn neckwear. And Manitou, we race, you win.
Just a few riders left at the top of this men's downhill mountain here with Johan Engström, the Volvo Cannondale rider from Sweden. You can see Brian Lopes' time to beat 1:56 up on the screen. Engström, 22 years of age, from Sweden, riding this year for Cannondale. This guy, Bob, is a mud rider. He likes wet conditions, and hey, he comes from Sweden.
Yeah, I guess they get some rain up there, I can imagine, and some snow. But he's going good through here. Oh, styling over the jumps a little bit. Very nice. I like that. Pre-jumping there, clearing the whole jump with his front tire so he can maintain his momentum there. He's having a good run.
Well, and talking to Charlie Livermore, the Volvo Cannondale manager, they have high hopes for Engström, and they feel like they've got a good 1-2 punch, Volvo Cannondale does, with Brian Lopes and Johan Engström. Well, Lopes we've seen riding well. Let's check the split against Engström. 1:27, so Engström not rolling down the hill quite as fast as his teammate, but yet again, he still has a long season ahead of him on the World Cup. He has had success on the World Cup, and that is why he is hired by the big gun team, Volvo Cannondale.
This Volvo downhill team is quite strong, as is their cross-country team. Johan's having a good run here.
You know, this course is so short, you just can't afford to make any slip because it's all about tenths of a second here, and they add up as we get across the line with Johan Engström. His time 1:59.97, so that puts him into 7th. Former downhill world champion Dave Cullinan set to go here. Not the best start, Bob. He did not get out of that house very fast.
Well, it looked like he's using cross-country tires, and right at that start house is kind of muddy, so he kind of slid sideways all the way across the course there.
Cully, 29 years of age, from Mission Viejo, and he is another Schwinn Toyota RAV4 rider.
Cully frapped that jump, a little bit hesitant. Oh, and he's down. Oh, that's tough. He got balled up there. It looked like he was riding the brakes too much. Cully has thrown in the towel here, as it were. That's tough for Cully.
Well, his day is done. I think you called it, Bob. Using the slicker tires gave him good speed, but too much loss of traction there. Let's take a look at it.
Looks like he got balled up there and lost the front end. Didn't take Gracia's advice and was riding the brakes a little bit too hard.
So he'll just roll it down to the finish line. His day is done. He's already been passed. So not the best effort for Cullinan, and yeah, his split time is just a little off there, Bob.
A little bit off today.
Well, he can afford to have a little bit of fun, get down safely. So disappointment for the downhiller Dave Cullinan. He will come across the line, but way late, 2:35. Brian Lopes, a little bit of tension there, waiting, just a few riders yet to come. He is our current leader as we look at the leaderboard. Brian Lopes holds the lead just 0.14 of a second ahead of Kirkaldy, with Jürgen Benecke, the German rider. Fantastic rider, used to live in Boulder, Colorado. Now he's gone back to Germany, and he is working it. Great start for the man from Freiburg, Germany, 27 years of age, new bike sponsor giant.
Awesome start for Jürgen here. Great out of the gate. That's been his hallmark. He used to be a road sprinter, actually, back in the old West German amateur road days. Big air, very nice. He's going good. He's attacking this course. Oh, my gosh. Riding powerful sideways off of that jump, through the berm, nice pre-jump there. Again, both of those, awesome. He's got good speed here. He's carrying it right down this fast section of the course.
Beneke spent a lot of time on his dual slalom bike, and that's the bike he's riding right now. He trained on this bike virtually the entire winter. And look at the split, new best time. So Beneke is rocking.
That's very nice to see. Jurgen's a great guy. Haunching this hill around the last couple corners here. He's having a good run, really good.
All right, well, Lopes is sweating it out at the bottom. He'll know that split time. A little bit of trouble right there for Jurgen Beneke, but the German still puts it back together as he comes down through the finish line. Last potential challenger for Lopes. Jurgen Beneke crosses the line. New best time. Only man to go under 1:56. Let's watch him here.
Full attack mode all the way down. Horking on the bars to get out of the corners really fast. Great run all the way. Very smooth. I like it.
So Jurgen Beneke is the winner and Otter Classic champion in the downhill competition, just ahead of Brian Lopes, John Kirkcaldy, and Cedric Gracia. Peter Graves is with our winner.
Well, there's a lot going down here, and Jurgen Beneke is our winner today. Jurgen, congratulations. Got to feel good to start the season off like that.
Oh, definitely. It was awesome.
Don't listen to him.
No.
Let's talk about the course now. You went down when it was a little bit drier today. Was that an advantage for you?
Not really. I actually wanted it to stay muddy, or like I wanted it to rain a little more, because I put those high knobby spike Michelin tires on that I really like, and I was hoping that it's not going to dry too much so I can keep riding on those tires.
You know, I often think of you as a power rider. I would have thought initially this might have been a course that wasn't exactly favoring you, maybe.
There were a couple of pedaling sections, especially out of some turns. Now with the mud, that was really slow, and you had to really sprint out of the turns.
That's going to do it for the Downhill Show. Congratulations to all of today's winners. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night for our coverage of the road race. And then the following night, we will have the men's and women's cross-country stage race right here on Outdoor Life. For Susan DiMattei, Peter Graves, Davis Finney, and Bob Roll, I'm Peter Young. We'll see you tomorrow night. And be sure to join us online at www.greatoutdoors.com. This has been a presentation of the Outdoor Life Network, the leader in outdoor adventure.